In the past couple of days, Colin Cowherd gave his top 10 in the NFL. So I want to take a listen and hear what he has to say here about the Packers. Here we go. This is on the Herd in the past couple of days.
Well, we call it the Herd hierarchy every week, top 10 teams in the NFL. It is Tuesday, and here we go.
Herd hierarchy.
Time is now. Let's go.
The top 10 NFL teams according to Colin. Number 10.
Well, Jordan Love's not healthy. He leads the
All right, Packers 10th.
NFL in picks. 7 straight starts with an interception. Longest streak by a Packer quarterback since Brett Favre. And I think it's a thing. I think Green Bay can make mistakes, but they can't make them against San Francisco. They can't make them against Detroit. And this weekend, the mistakes caught up. I still like this team a lot. The schedule's getting very interesting after the bye for them. Niners, Dolphins, Lions. They got to clean some stuff up, but I put them at number 10.
I'd say that's a pretty fair ranking for the Packers and where they stand right now. I think they have the potential to be a top 5 team in the NFL, but I do think that, as he said, there are some things they need to clean up. Jordan Love, his interceptions, the health of the Packers. Once the Packers get Evan Williams back, Jair Alexander back, that'll, boost the Packers and their defense. And Brian Gutekunst, Packers GM, spoke with the media in the past couple of days, and there was one quote that stood out to me that sort of touches on this a little bit. But here's what he said: more consistency and maybe a little bit better in situational football. I think for a team to win championships and go deep in the playoffs, you have to be able to do that. We're working towards that, and I think these guys have had really good moments, but you've got to be consistent with that and call upon that when it's needed. And one situational football area where the Packers haven't been good this season is in the red zone. They're one of the worst teams in the red zone on offense, and it's just little things like that if the Packers can just get a little bit better in those kinds of areas, they're going to be a much more dangerous team. And Brian Gutekunst also touched on Jordan Love and his interceptions, and his point was that Jordan Love does need to, do a better job of protecting the football, but that he's not concerned, and he thinks that it will be cleaned up later in the season. He also touched on the Packers and their pass rush and how they need to see some more production out of those guys later in the season, but he's sounding as if he's not too worried about that. And he talked about how when it comes to getting to your playoff time, you want to be playing your best football near the end of the season. And we saw last year with the Packers, early on, they were struggling with a lot of young players, but they went on to a streak of just playing really, really good football. It got them into the playoffs. It got them the big win against the Dallas Cowboys, and they were so close to beating the San Francisco 49ers. And so if the Packers can get in a roll starting in, November, end of November, early December, that's sort of the best time to get hot and to start playing your best football. And I think the best teams do become the best version of themselves around that time. And I think that last year with the Packers, they had so many rookies on a lot of parts of the team, especially on offense. But now the Packers, they have a lot of defensive talent that's very, very young, who I think have started to get better and better. Evan Williams, Edgerrin Cooper. And I think that come December, these guys and the defense is going to look better and better. And hopefully, if the Packers can stay healthy, Jair can come back, Evan Williams can come back, Jordan Love can get over these little nagging injuries that have been holding him back in the past month or so. Once the Packers are, hopefully, some of those main guys are more healthy, and this team is, able to get to the best, start playing at their best of the ability, I do think they are a team that can be one of the best teams in the NFL. But they are currently, they have some issues. They have some inconsistency issues. We saw it against the Lions the past week. I think the defense played pretty good. The offense didn't have their best day overall. But looking at the standings right now, with the Packers at 6-3, there's 7 teams who have a better record than them. A few of those are 6-2, so they haven't played. They had a bye, so that's why they have one less game than the Packers. A few teams have 7 wins, and then the Chiefs, of course, at 8-0. And so I do think 10th right now is a pretty fair spot for the Packers, but they do have an ability, if Love can stop throwing as many picks, if the defense can continue to improve. This is a team that I think can, come playoff time, be a team that has a chance to go to a Super Bowl. Just like last year, the way the Packers team was playing overall last season, I do think they were good enough to make a run if they played their best football. Unfortunately, they made some big mistakes in the game against the 49ers. So we'll see what happens. And, of course, this week is a bye week, so that we'll have to wait 1 week to see the Packers play once again. But that's all for this one. If you want more Packers content, feel free to subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time.